everybody. This is Cindy Eiler, and today I want to talk about, well, the new world really, but also I want to talk about you remembering who you are, remembering how powerful you are. I was doing some light activation healing sessions today. I do them remotely, meaning the person that I work on is in their location and I'm in mine, and we set up a certain time where I send healing for 45 minutes, and I get all kinds of messages, and when I'm done with the healing, I send a detailed feedback on what I found during the session and the messages that I got from their healing team and my healing team as they work together on this person. And my clients come to me for all different reasons. Some people have illnesses, some people want to avoid surgeries, some people want to move blocks in manifesting or bringing something in their life, whether it's a soulmate or a career or more money or health or whatever it is, just making their lives better in some way. Some people just want it to get a clearing of their energy so they can be, a lot of times we bring on stuff into our energy field in everyday life, whether it's sadness or we just feel heavy from, life in general and things like that. So anyway, I was doing this healing session today, and as people come for more sessions, I start working on a DNA level. So DNA is when we start working on issues that you have brought into your life, usually unknowingly. Sometimes you do know, but there are issues that are found from your family line, meaning from your family currently or from the beginning of your family line. Things that came from countries that your family line is from. Sometimes it's past lives and karma issues. So a lot of things you might know and a lot of things you might not know. So it's just a matter of going in and looking and finding these things. And once we see what it is, I can tell you what it is and I'll give you guidance on how to keep it out permanently. And, it's just amazing to see how people's lives change. So today I was working on somebody with their DNA, and the session was so powerful. It was so powerful that I could feel my body shaking, vibrating as I was working on her. It was almost like I was laying down on my bed, sending it, and it felt like someone was shaking my bed. It was really incredibly powerful. And the information that was coming through for her was this past life that was really something else. Usually I see a past life, I get the message and then move on, but this time it was the past life just kept being there and going on and on and on. So it was incredibly deeply healing what we moved out. It was from this past life, but which was really, really something that's really affecting her life big time in this lifetime. So after I finished the session, I was already in the sync of everything. So usually I'm working on several clients throughout the week, and a lot of them get several sessions. So I might be working with them for 5 weeks to 8 weeks to 10 weeks, just depends. So if I am currently in the flow of working with a client, I will often, when I finish a session, I'll go and send healing to all the clients that I'm currently working with. And I'll do that, sometimes before I go to bed, or if I wake up, or like this, at the end of the session, I just start sending healing to each one of them. And I'm doing like a big, huge clearing on everybody. And so I was doing this session, and I was like, okay, this person, I'm seeing this issue they have healed right now. Bing, it's healed. This person, you know what? I'm moving that out of her way right now. Bing, it's done. That person, okay, we're done with this person having this issue. Okay, that's healed. And I was just like, bam, 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 sending the healing and saying it's done, it's over. Because you know what? This is part of my new world decisions. is the people that are in my new world, if they're done having these deep issues or done being ill, then you know what? It's done. It's done. It's done. So I really feel so powerful with my healing that I really totally trust that I can just say, that's healed and it's done. Now, people have their own free will, so things like that can get in the way, or their own limiting beliefs. But if they are really open to being done with it, and I say, okay, bam, I'm done, that they're done with that, and we meet that vibration and connection together, they could absolutely have an instant healing. And in fact, I've had a few amazing experiences of instant healings. One person who came with me on my Egypt journey this year ended up in the hospital with a really big deal surgery. And the doctor did these tests, and she had a disease that she was going to have to live with for the rest of her life. And the doctor told me, and I went in and I told my journey participant about it. But the angels were telling me to tell her, you don't have to claim this. You don't have to have this disease if you don't want it. So, and I was telling her, but she was really sick. She was just finished with this huge surgery and really out of it. But I was like, hey, you know what? You don't have to claim this. So, you know what? Don't claim it. So she was in the hospital several weeks after, and I would go and I would pray and I would do healing on her. And by the time she got back to the U.S. and went and had tests done by her doctor, they couldn't find a trace of it. She was completely healthy. And they kept searching, like, where is it? Where is it? I mean, she had all the tests and all the proof and paperwork from the hospital from Egypt. So it was there and it was gone just like that. And I was like, you got an instant healing. That's amazing. So, I mean, things are not so far-fetched. We are all so powerful. We can give healings to people. And when I say I do a healing, I'm not saying it's me. I'm the conduit of it. I am the human piece, the conduit that people look at me and say, yes, you know, I want to work with you on this. And I am I'm the mouthpiece for the spirit realm, for the angels, for God, for whoever we're working with. I mean, all healing comes through God ultimately, but we have our spirit teams that work with us. And so I pass on the messages. I pass on the guidance. And so I'm that in-between person that links the person with their spirit self and their helpers. So, you know what? We are all powerful. We can all do this. What I want to talk about is past lives and parallel lives. I mean, I'm going to be talking all over the place here, so excuse me for doing this again, but it seems like how I have to get my message out because I have so many aspects that I want to talk about, and they're all kind of interconnected. So the first thing is, I'm talking about remembering your power, remembering that you can do all this stuff. Remembering that you don't have to hold on to any illness or blocks or stuff in your own energy, that you can let go of that stuff. Nothing has power over you. Only you give power over it. So first of all, I want to talk about me and my family line. My grandmother, my mother's side of the family, they're from the Philippines, and they live, you know, in the country, and their natural, they had natural healing gifts, but everybody uses their natural intuition and psychic abilities in different ways. Everybody has specialties. So what I might specialize in, where I teach a lot of alternative healing courses. I do angel readings. I teach a lot of classes on spirituality, self-growth. So I really have a wide range of things that I specialize in. But my real deepest specialty is healing. And so everybody does healing in different ways. And my grandmother, her line of the family, they were doing their specialty with their intuition, but kind of in like a white magic, probably tapping into some black magic. That's just what they did. I mean, they weren't trying to be evil, I don't think, but in their culture, things like that happened. If they felt someone was attacking them, they were going to attack them back. And so my grandmother was like, she would make potions. And so I don't know everything that they did, but I know my grandmother was totally into using her. She was very psychic. She knew everything. And I would try to tell her, oh, I was lie and stuff, and tell her when I was a kid, oh, I was doing this. And she'd go, no, you weren't. You were doing that. And I'd be like, how did she know that? Like, I totally didn't know how she could know everything. But she would make potions. And so like in the Philippines, like you'll know that a lot of people that have family and roots there, like you would be very careful about anybody coming in your house and saying like they were going to use your bathroom or go in your room and get hair off of your brush or your comb or anything. Like they would be looking for little pieces of you to do their little spells, okay? So you just didn't let anybody around you because you never know what they were doing. Even if they were your friend or family, maybe they were going to do some potion thing. So gosh, I'm glad I don't have to worry about that. At least I hope not. But even when my grandmother and grandfather moved to the U.S., back in the day when my mom was little, my grandmother was doing potions for people. Like, like this lady, for example, who wanted her boyfriend to marry her. My grandmother's like, okay, go get, some of his hair, bring me some of his dirty underwear, bring me like all these different things. I'm like, okay. So she tells this woman to like gather all these things. And so then the woman brings back all these things, and my grandmother like boiled it into some kind of like stew, not a stew, but I guess the dirty underwear were in there, the hair, whatever else that she was telling her to bring along. And then she made this like elixir, and she told the lady, put that in his tea and have him drink it, and he's going to ask you to marry you. And sure enough, it happened. So I know that, even me with my work, years ago, I used to really be into mixing. I still do it now, but before I really used to really sell like a whole line of different mixed essential oils. I would make different ones for different things, and I totally knew like, how do I know how to do this? And I knew that was my roots, that I just knew how to do it, and they were powerful. And so I love mixology, doing stuff like that. Now I do it more just personally for me and people who come on my trips. Like I'll make essential oils and initiation oils and things like that. But before I was like really into selling that stuff. But I know that if I wanted to, I could totally do magic. I could do all that kind of stuff. I could do spells on people. I've got it in me. I know, even though there's no book that tells me, get the dirty whatever and get the hair and get the saliva or whatever it is, I don't need anything. I know that I have the power to do any spell that I really want, but I don't do that. That's not how I use my powers. I channel my powers I'm not saying that's a negative thing, but I do say, if you do something to somebody that's not really nice, that stuff's going to come back on you. So even though in the past, I don't feel that way now, but in the past, like when I first started realizing the extent of my powers, there was thoughts that came by my head like I could do something to that woman, and it would be very easy, and it would only take one ingredient and I could make something happen. And it was very tempting to me. And the only thing that kept me from not doing it was that I knew if I did that it would come back on me probably 10 times worse. So I did it more because I didn't want that stuff coming back on me. I still wanted to do it. So I don't feel that way anymore. I don't go there, but I could absolutely do any of that stuff if I want. It's in my DNA. It's part of me. And it's in my past lives. I mean, this isn't the first lifetime I've had as a healer. No way. I'm way too powerful for this to be my first day. And I was the one that remembered how to do all this stuff on my own, okay? So anyway, it's my knack. So I choose to do alternative healing as my way, and I'll do a little bit of magic, like, some of my Egyptian, a lot of you know I lived in Egypt. I'm really associated with Egypt in a huge way. The ancients used magic, and they used, alchemy. And so I remember that stuff, like the power of seven and tying knots and doing different things like that, where it's all like my free will. It's nothing against anybody else. I use it for myself. Unless somebody wants me to do something for them, I'll do it. But it has to be to better myself or the person. So, I mean, I'll do some of that stuff, but I don't tap into that other stuff. But although I could. Now, I want to go, everybody, all of you, have the ability to tap into things like this, okay? It's a natural part of us. So it's not something that, that you have to be special. Now, some people might have been brought up and, had families that were more anchored in it, but say you'd had a family that wasn't. If you're into this stuff, like even remotely interested, there's a part of you that has this, and it could have been from your DNA roots from a long time ago, and it could be from your past life or parallel life. So, don't discount it. This is about you getting into your power. So now I want to talk about a little bit about past lives and parallel lives and soul destinies. Okay, I don't really believe in past lives in the way that this was your past and now you're here and then you're going to have a future. And I believe that we're living all parallel lives all at the same time. And this is so powerful, really, when you think about it. Because think about this. All we have is now. We don't have yesterday. We don't have tomorrow. All we have is right now, right in this very second that you're listening to me. That's all. We don't even have an hour ago. All we have is right this very second in the now. And, I'm getting chills. My guides and my angels, the seraphim angels are so strong around me these days. We have so many lifetimes going on at the same time. So what I'm saying is, like, when you go to sleep, and, this would happen to me a lot, where I would sleep, and I would see, like, these same characters in this same lifetime very often. Like, I wouldn't dream about that particular lifetime all the time, but it was a familiar one. Like, I go, oh, wow, like, this guy that I used to, be with a long-term relationship, I used to have dreams where he was in my dream in this other relationship, but every time I dreamt about him in that relationship, he treated me completely opposite as the way he treated me in my real life that I'm experiencing right now with you. And I would always go, God, that's so weird that we have this other parallel life that we're together, but it's like a completely different relationship. And even me, I'm different. I was different in that relationship. I was really insecure and I really put up with a lot of crap. So, but every time I'd see it, I'd recognize it, go, okay, this is this lifetime again. It was so weird. And ever since we broke up, I think I've had one dream with him in that lifetime since. So it's so interesting how that happens. But there's, people say we're dreaming, but to me, most of those dreams are really other lifetimes that our souls are visiting while our body rests. And we have so many. So you can really, and lately, if you listen to my last video about the new world, I think it was, or it might have been about 11:11, I don't remember. But I was talking about recently, I feel like my awake state is my dream state, and my dream state is my real life state. Because in my dreams, I'm having so much more, I'm getting much more guidance, I'm interacting with a lot more people, it's just a lot more interesting. And it's like, I like going to my dream state because I want to see what's happening. Now, so that's one thing, but what's really cool is if we are living all parallel lives at the same time, you have the ability to tap into those other lifetimes and pull from them energies or knowledge or wisdom or abilities to strengthen your lifetime here and now. And I do that. Like I say, all of the lifetimes that I haven't done it for a long time. So when I did it last time, it was probably, I don't know, maybe 6 or 5 months ago. And I was calling in all of my lifetimes of happiness. I was calling in all my lifetimes of being abundant, but abundantly, having everything that I want, but in a happy way. I mean, there's a lot of ways you can get abundance, but it wouldn't be that happy. So I wanted to make sure that if whatever I'm getting, the abundance, like in that case it was money or clients or whatever, that I could, that came in good ways, that was supportive to me in my lifestyle, and calling in all of that energy from all those lifetimes. So say that you wanted a soulmate. Call in all of the lifetimes where you had an amazing soulmate that was like, loving, supportive, caring, cherishing, could take care of you, whatever it was. Or how about, why do you need someone to take care of you, really? Just call on all your lifetimes where you were able to take care of yourself. I always believe that we are self-sufficient. We don't need a guy or a girl to take care of us. Really, we want somebody with us that enhances our experience and to take our love to higher levels. That's the point of a relationship, not to have someone take care of you or entertain you. I mean, those are nice things that you could take care of both of each other and you could entertain each other, but really it's about supportive and how this person can enhance your life. But call in whatever it is from all those lifetimes and just like close your eyes and say, okay, I'm calling in from all my lifetimes, all the times when I was with somebody who just cherished and loved me. And just close your eyes and feel it. Just feel the energy coming from those lifetimes where I felt powerful, where I could be myself, where I was, even though I'm in a relationship, I'm free to be myself and do what I need to do in my lifetime for my natural life purpose, where this person could totally enhance my life, help me and support me in healthy, supportive ways, and just create a magical life full of true love and soul-connected relationship. Okay, and that's how you do it. You just talk it and you feel it. And if you were just doing that and just closing your eyes and just feeling that, you can feel those energies coming to you. You just have to summons them, call them. And now I want to summon some energy for all of you listening. So if you'll just close your eyes for a minute, I'm going to talk this through for all of us. And if you don't want this, you can just say, I don't want this. But if you want it, just say you want it. And what I'm going to summons in is your powers, your mystical, magical, healing powers, where you can change anything so you can be in the new world, living happy and free in whichever way you need to. Like, okay, anything you need resolved. Just like I was telling you when I was doing this with my clients, that person is healed now. That is no more, that's not an issue anymore. It is done. Person is healed. That person's issue is resolved. My issue is, this is the stuff that I no longer want in my experience, so I'm resolving that right now. And when I say that, what am I doing? I am just, number one, I'm stating it. I am right now resolving this particular issue, so it is no longer in my experience in my new world. And then I just imagine like I'm just sending resolution energy right at it, and it could just be like a picture of it in your head. What you could, what it looks like. It could be like a stack of bills. It could be a group of people. It could be your job. It could be whatever. Anything that's not making you happy or making you feel aligned with your happiness. And just send the energy at it. This is resolved. My experience has eliminated this. It is resolved. Done. And just know it's done. Okay, you're that powerful that you can do that. So let's close your eyes and I'm asking all our guides, all our angels that are working with us with ascension and with being in the new world to join us. And you know, as we're living in the new world, we have new world guides and angels and light beings and ascended masters that are helping us. So you may see a change in your team. So make sure you're calling in on those higher beings of light that are here to work with you in your new world. So let's call them in to surround us. Close your eyes, take in a nice deep breath. And let's call all of our energies from parallel lifetimes that we are wanting to experience in this lifetime. And right now, what you can do this later on your own, but what I'm calling in are your natural abilities to use your personal power, your all-knowing and trust and faith in your own abilities to know that you have so much power in your energy to create or discreate anything that no longer aligns with you. Just open your palms, your hands, palms up, and I'm asking all those energies from all your lifetimes of your magic, your mystical energies, your healing energies, to come into those palms of your hands and into your body and into your, especially your third chakra and all your chakras really, your whole energetic being. Let's just anchor it into your grid system. All of your mystical, powerful energies to align, resolve, eliminate, activate, and the knowing and the trust that you are absolutely so powerful you can use them anytime to do anything that you want for the highest good of your life and your new world. And let's claim it as it is. It is done. I'm totally feeling the flow. You might feel some warmth or some rushes of air, some tingles. Just know it's happening. Breathe and know it's happening. Sometimes you might even start feeling a little nervous in your stomach. That's because you're anchoring in these high powers that you've not claimed in this way before. So your body is not used to assimilating these high vibrations. So just breathe. If you're feeling that little bit of nervousness in your stomach or your heart's beating a little bit, just breathe. When you take deep breaths, it helps to simulate that energy into your being. And now, if you would like, I am going to bring in a manifesting grid into your energetic system. If you don't want it, you don't have to have it, but if you want it, just say, I want it. And this grid, I am bringing it into your system to help you to manifest fast and easy. And it's going into it's just going into your energetic grid, and it's beautiful. It has a mix of energies that I use with light activation. So I'm just anchoring that in you, and I'm being told by the seraphim angels and your guides to, because you have this and it's so high powered, make sure you watch your thoughts, because if you are thinking negatively or doubtfully, then you are going to manifest those thoughts very quickly and easily. This is only for the people who are truly on the path to manifesting. And I feel it so strong. You might feel like this pressure in your energetic system. Your third eye could be activating. because of the clairvoyance that comes along with the energetic manifesting grid. Taking a deep breath to assimilate that into your being. And now I just want to call on creator energy to enforce everything. Let's just pour creator energy into our crown chakra. Let it pour through your body and into your aura, swirling around you. Let's set a royal blue Taurus energy grid around your body, moving up from the bottom, up through the middle and around you. I will splice in pictures of what that looks like into this video. And breathe. And believe me, you're set to be in your new world with this. And you can choose for your new world what you choose to include. And many of the things that I've chosen to include are free animals and healthy organic food supplies, and happiness and health and aware people and stuff like that. Anyway, I just wanted to talk about you remembering your powers, being able to call your powers from other lifetimes. And one other thing I wanted to talk about, your soul destiny. You know, I believe that when we before we incarnated into this lifetime, that our soul had a plan for us. And it doesn't mean that we just were born and now we're just mindlessly going on our path. No, we have a path, we have a purpose, we had goals and things that we wanted to achieve. But being in the life, we've had choices on how we get there and how the experiences that we choose to go through to follow our path. So, you know, if there's something you really want in your life, I believe that you're doesn't even anything you want in your life, you know, worrying about your future, you know, how is this going to happen? I really want this in my life, or whatever it is. Your soul remembers. You may not remember, but your soul remembers that you had a plan. So just trust the process, because even if we have some disappointments along the way, it really isn't a disappointment. It just means that your soul, you had wanted to make sure you did something else in this lifetime. And when it comes around, it's going to be so sweet. You're going to love it even more than what you thought you wanted. So if you're in a point now that you're a little bit worried about things because things are going a little crazy, or maybe something happened that it really disappointed you, you wanted it to go a different way, just breathe and just trust that your soul knows, your soul remembers. And if it's not the way you want it now, that means you haven't finished getting there yet. That means you're still in process. So let the process happen and let it take you to where you're going to be much happier. And just trust that, because that's really the way it works. Okay, everyone. I have more information on parallel lives and soul destinies and past lives on my Soul Travel Egypt blog. Check that out. It's good information. And share this video on your Facebook with your friends and family. It's good information. We really want more people to join in on this new world, being in it, participating in it. Be of integrity. Be in truth with yourself. Shed those fears and be in happiness, and know that we are all together moving to this much happier vibration in space. And come back often to get my updates. I will continue to do videos as I'm guided, and I hope that today, with remembering your powers and working with your parallel lives to pull those memories, those energies, those powers, the knowledge, the wisdom, whatever it is, to align stronger into this lifetime, you keep doing that and you'll see your life change in amazing ways. Anyway, remember to subscribe to my channel, and friend me on Facebook. And if you need help with anything in your life, like I said, I do sessions and we have amazing, wonderful results. So if you're feeling guided, contact me and let's move through some of this stuff. And until then, I will see y'all later.